why I'm doing what I'm doing, it's because I didn't want to end up being an educated fool. Because an educated fool is someone who went to school and come back into the society and contributes nothing. You cannot be successful if you don't fail. So failure is part of success. I took this as part of success. You will see me succeeding. 30, I will add 90 on top of 30 that I lost. If you consider something to be valuable, even as a producer or as a supplier, you need to take into consideration that something that is valuable should not be always available.
Wow.
The reason why I have these breeds is because I have thoroughly spent time to research about why I should have them at my farm. I should use the knowledge that I had from the university to be opened up in terms of the mind, in terms of the eyes, to see how can I navigate in this life that we have nowadays. Research, knowledge, search is always key to a successful project. Don't just copy someone.
I'm holding a chicken. So which breed is this one?
This is a Potch kukuku, a Potchefstroom kukuku. This is a South African breed. This is their roadrunner. If you go to South Africa, in their farm setup and in rural areas, you see these in their yards.
Oh.
They will be roaming around. Yeah. The special thing about this Potch kukuku is this genetics is very important because it was genetically engineered in South Africa to be productive in we have in Southern Africa. Like the guy who created this is called Chris Maris at the Potchefstroom Research Institute in South Africa.
Wow.
It was a genetic composition of the black Orchestral, bad Plymouth Rock and white Leghorn. If you look closely at those genetics that was composed to produce this, they are very productive in terms of eggs. Bad Plymouth Rock it's a dual purpose breed. It got this characteristic of producing very good number of eggs and meat. Then the white Leghorn part, it's a very small white bird that can produce a lot of eggs. Then the black Australian Orpington, which is a composition to this genetics, it's a prolific egg layer. So this one, it's our own creation in Southern Africa. So we should be proud of this breed.
This guy is very knowledgeable. He knows chickens like the back of his hands. As for me, I only know how to eat chickens. I'm a professional eater. But this one is a professional breed.
Thank you.
So if you're watching my videos for the first time, I'm kindly asking if you could subscribe. So this is where it happened?
Yes, so this is where it happened. They came during the night.
Yes.
Then they just removed this part. And it was like a wall, this. And they got inside, they grabbed the chickens and twisted the neck and do like this. It was ruthless killing. Then from the look of the scene, it seems like they hid them here and loaded them into the sack and carried them away. So when I woke up early in the morning at around 6, I just discovered that I could see through. So I came here to observe, and I knew that we don't have animals which can actually break into the fowl run. No. So I knew that I lost some chickens, and to my surprise, they all gone. 30 of them went, and it went like that. I didn't have to bother much because I know that if they killed them here, so why should I pursue them? I just lost and lost. It's a loss.
You pursue them.
Yeah, what can you do? You can't bring the chickens back. When I finished the school, I knew I wanted to do something that I love. So during the period of passion searching, I just ended up falling in love with this breeding chickens thing that I do. Personally, I don't want to work for anybody. I don't want to work for anybody. Why? Because I hate commands and I want to be part of production. So I've seen that going to look for a job, it's gonna be difficult for me to be placed in a role or a position where I control production. So I ended up switching to do my own production so that I can do whatever I want. with that production. And I know that if you are at the center stage of production, you can experience a lot of things like failures, successes, a lot of stuff, and you equip yourself with those skills. Wonderful. So that's what I wanted.
Oh, what kind of breeds do you focus on?
Okay, I mainly focus on 4 breeds. I have the Potchefstroom Kukuku, I have white Australian Orpingtons, Rhode Island Red, and unfortunately I lost the 4th breed, which is black Australian Orpingtons. The thieves came and they took everything that I had, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm going to reintroduce the black Australian Orpingtons because I love them. The reason why I have these breeds is because I have thoroughly spent time to research about why I should have them at my farm. Like there are a lot of considerations that I focused on before I chose them. They are very productive, they are very sustainable, cheap to maintain, and they are very good in terms of eggs and meat. As you can see, they are adaptable, they are natural.
I like what you said, that you did thorough investigation when it comes to the breeds that you are keeping right now.
Yes.
Do you think the reason why farmers fail is because lack of knowledge?
Absolutely. Exactly. That's the main reason why farmers fail when it comes to these projects. Because most of the farmers, they don't focus on the research side when it comes to these things. They just end up being copycats of what others are doing. So when you come here, or when you came here, you saw these breeds. You say they are beautiful, they are good. So if you were another person who just came in here for just to admire things, and he goes back to his place and he just replicate what I'm having here, that farmer automatically is going to fail. Why? Because there are some secrets that are behind this project. Research, knowledge, search is always key to a successful project. Don't just copy someone that Tawanda got these Rhode Island Reds, Potchefstroom Kukukus. No, ask me the reason why I chose Potch Kukuku, why I chose Rhode Island Red, and I explain to you so that when you start your own, you actually start to see that Tawanda is traveling in this road. Is it bumpy? Is it smooth road? You can see it for yourself when you do a research.
Are you doing this for breeding or you're doing it for meat?
We mainly focus on breeding. So what we do is we have these as our breeders. So what we do is we collect eggs from these. When we collect eggs from these, we have customers who buys genetics in terms of or in form of hatching eggs. So we supply those. We have customers who buys genetics in form of day-old chicks. We have the hatchery side. We hatch chicks for that specific or a particular customer. We supply to them. Then we also have customers who want finished products like the mature chickens, those which are ready to lay or to start production. We also do those orders, but we strictly process booked orders. We don't want to do a random selling. You have to wait. You need patience. These things, they need patience. For anything to be successful, to be fruitful, to be valuable, it has to go a process, and a process needs patience.
Is it a lucrative business?
Very lucrative business, because first of all, these are vehicles of production. That's the first place. Our country needs production. We need to produce. We need producers who produce food for our people to consume. So poultry farming is part of the farming broad spectrum industry. We produce eggs that can be eaten. We produce chickens that can be eaten. So it's part of the food basket for our country. You see? So it's a lucrative business, because if I produce here, people in my country, in Zimbabwe, are the ones who are going to buy these from me and go and do maybe their production to their places, or to come and buy and consume. You see, so it's a lucrative business. This business that you see here, it has got customers people who believe in what I'm doing.
Yes.
So it's a lucrative business because seeing it running
Yes.
on a daily basis with this breeding side and the hatchery side and other things that I'm doing,
Yes.
it's because of this business. I'm not going to any company or business to work.
Yes.
I'm my own boss. So it's lucrative because I'm the CEO who's doing production.
You also had to invest about $1,000 in buying a dog.
Yes, yes. We have
A big one.
A big one, a Rottweiler. It's a Rottweiler. It's a pure breed. It's very ruthless. It doesn't want to see anyone who is with me.
Exactly. I mean, I almost ran. I thought maybe it was time.
It's a lion. Yeah, I've got my little lion.
So where are we standing right now?
This is my small garden. This garden is specifically for my chickens. Because I love my chickens, I treat them with greens. So you see, this is Chinese cabbage. Maybe you are not. You have never seen this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not very popular here in Zimbabwe. It's Chinese cabbage. Why I chose Chinese cabbage? It produces a lot of leaves that I can use for my chickens, and it doesn't want a lot of water. It can thrive throughout the year. We don't have seasons to plant this. We can plant it throughout the year. So I can have this throughout the year, feeding my chickens even during the green leaf seasons or during dry seasons. I will be having these Chinese cabbage, feeding them to the chickens. We don't sell these ones.
You don't?
Well, no, we don't sell.
Why? How green they are.
No. People come here want to buy these Chinese cabbage. We don't sell them because this is for the chickens. Because for the chickens to perform well, they need greens. So if you research well, you can actually see that all the trace elements that are needed by chickens, they are contained there in the Chinese cabbage, like boron, zinc, and stuff like that. It can be found here. Even the chief among that, it's protein and vitamins. It's there in the Chinese cabbage. So we really do this for our chickens. We love them. So we every day at around 2, we collect some leaves here.
Yes.
We throw them inside the coop. They eat. They love the leaves, and it also helps us to minimize on the bill of the feed, because instead of putting a lot of feed that we buy from the shops, we put a little bit in the morning.
Yes.
Then we give them water. Up to 2, they will be drinking water and do production. Then at exactly 2 o'clock, I took some leaves, or I have some leaves from here, and I throw inside. They enjoy. Then later in the day at around 4, I feed a little bit of feed for them to be able to have that energy to manufacture eggs or to produce eggs that I will collect tomorrow.
Wonderful. You know, I'm really interested in the educated part of yourself.
Yes.
You are educated. You went to university.
Yes, I went to university.
And you are here. Some of the people that we have here in Zimbabwe, when they are educated, they start to do what they call job select. They say, I'm not going to let my hands dirty because I am educated.
Yes.
But here you are, you're wearing an overall, and you are your own boss.
Yeah, I'm my own boss. If they want to see, like,
Potch from Tawanda
CEO.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
What can you tell to people out there? We're not saying being educated is bad.
Yeah.
But you can be educated and do something that probably let your hands dirty.
Why I'm doing what I'm doing? It's because I didn't want to end up being an educated fool. Because an educated fool is someone who went to school and come back into the society and contributes nothing. That's an educated fool. So that's why I say to myself, even though there are no jobs, I don't want to be a burden to the society. I want to be a benefit to the society. So what I'm doing is beneficial to the society because I'm producing, which is part of what I should be doing or what should be done by every one of us who went to school, because school is there to open our eyes, to open our minds, to see how we can contribute positively to the society, not necessarily to come into the society and start to look for a job. We need to create jobs. You see what I'm saying?
Why did you choose breeding? Is it because it pays more compared to the meat side?
Maybe 2 or 3 factors. The first thing that I considered is, in Zimbabwe, especially in this poultry industry as a whole, we see that many people focus on commercially raised chickens, like the broilers and the commercial layers. Their lifetime and their sustainability is not good, or we cannot keep up in that business model, because how come you raise chickens for a specified period of time and you slaughter all of them and go back to someone who is supplying, one person who is supplying.
So it's sort of like starting from scratch.
And going, you rise, you fall, you rise, you fall, you rise. I didn't want that. I wanted to focus on breeding side, because I wanted something that is sustainable. I can be able to harvest eggs that I can use to eat, table eggs. I wanted to breed so that I can have eggs that I can have chicks from. You see, that's the second thing. I wanted a breed that I can raise as made for ornamental purposes. You can see these are good looking birds. If someone wants to come here for ecotourism, they can come and enjoy seeing birds. I wanted a bird that I can slaughter and have a delicious chicken. You see, this bird is very big. You can harvest a lot of chicken from it. So from breeding side, I can be able to do that.
I understand.
You see, then the second side is, because breeding involves a process, a lot of work. I really loved the process thing, that you start from feeding chickens. They lay eggs, you collect those eggs, you hatch them, you wait for a certain period of time for that chicken to reach a certain stage to start production. I really loved that process, which makes it expensive. When you come to buy genetics, original genetics, they are very expensive, because we take time, energy, everything to perfect and produce good quality.
So we are talking about breeding being capital intensive, is it?
It depends with the person. If the person is maybe, say, for lack of a better word, let's say selfish. If a breeder wants to consume more, you put a lot of money into it. Like if I want a Rhode Island Red, for me to breed a Rhode Island Red, I don't need 100 chickens. I can have 2 hens and 1 cock. I'm good to go. Then I reproduce from those 3 chickens. 2 hens, one rooster. Those ones, when they start laying, they lay eggs. I collect eggs in 7 days. So if they lay every day for 7 days, I collect 14 eggs. I hatch 14 eggs. I can get maybe, say, 12 chicks. Added to those 3, I'm now 15. You see, so 15
progress.
You progress
6 months down the line.
Down the line, I have a lot of chickens. But if you want to have 100 chickens at once, you are going to pay a lot of money. So I really love the fact that you need to start small and grow as you go, because you are going to learn a lot of things. I love the process. Like I always say, the process will teach you everything, because by the process by the time you will be walking down the process, you will learn a lot of things and see that if I had invested a lot of money into these, today I might be crying. You see, so it's not that capital intensive. Like we said earlier on, that you need to do your research first. Engage with people who are already in the industry. Ask them, what are the challenges, what are the difficulties of breeding these, and they will tell you. And you ask them critical questions like, if I want to start with 100, what can happen? They will say, no, don't start with 100, just start with 10, just start with 2. So they might not necessarily tell you that why you should start with 10 in order to minimize cost. They will not tell you that we are saying start with 10 because we want you to minimize cost. No, they will tell you start with 10 because they want you to learn. You see,
through the process.
Because if I tell you that you should start with 10 because I want you to save money, you will say, no, I'm a billionaire, I have a lot of money. So we don't tell you. We want you to learn. It's not necessarily about money, it's about you learning the process. Because if you have $1 billion, putting $1 billion into something that is not working, it doesn't yield you anything.
Exactly.
You see, so you need to learn.
So if I'm looking at this whole thing, when you are starting a business,
Yes.
you don't have to be selfish, you don't have to have pride.
Yes.
You are supposed to be a person that is willing to learn
Exactly.
from others.
Exactly.
When I'm looking at poultry farming,
Yeah.
I barely see people that are doing breeding in the rural areas.
Yes.
Why do you think is the reason?
The reason, first of all, it's ignorance, which
Lack of
translates to
knowledge.
lack of knowledge. People think that a chicken is just a chicken,
Exactly.
but it's not like that. We have what we call pure breed chickens, and we have what we call, for maybe a lack of a better word, we call them mongrels. Mongrels is a chicken or an animal or anything that doesn't have an identity. So that's what they have in the rural areas. So they think that what we have here in the rural areas, it's good.
It's enough.
It's enough. But when you come to the market trying to sell a roadrunner from the village, that's when you start to realize that I have a bird which doesn't yield anything. Because when you come to sell, for example, a cock from the rural area, maybe it can weigh 1.5 kgs to 2 kgs.
Yeah.
It means the meat, it can be sold in terms of kgs. 1.8 to 2 kgs, you don't get a lot of money. But with original breeds like the ones that we have here, we are talking of 5 and above kgs. You see, so when it comes to meat, you are good to go. If you breed something that you have higher meat carcass, when you go to the butcheries and sell, you get a lot of money out of it. Another thing is people in the rural areas, apart from a lack of knowledge, we have this conventional wisdom, which deprives us from adapting and moving with time. You see, it doesn't actually affect people in the rural areas alone, but we have this setup even in the urban areas. People will say, why should I keep a chicken which needs to be fed? We grew up seeing chickens roaming around, eating on their own. But what is called animal husbandry is looking after what you have. Be it chickens, be it rabbits, be it pigs, be it cattle, you need to look after them because it's a husbandry, animal husbandry. You need to be responsible, you need to be there for them. So in the rural areas, they don't want to do that. They don't vaccinate their birds, they don't feed their birds, they don't even build good structures for their birds. But it's critical for profitability and efficiency of the project, because at the end of the day, what we are doing, we need to do it as a business.
Wow.
Every project, this project that I'm doing, I should do it as a business, not just what we call subsistence thing. It's a thing of the past to do things for subsistence, just to consume. It's being selfish. You need to make money and distribute to other people and make money through distribution. You see?
It's amazing. What are the challenges that you have been facing so far?
I lost a lot of my chickens to thieves. Like those 30 chickens that gone 2 weeks ago. It was a big blow because the black australops, the value of those 30 chickens, it's a lot of money. I did a lot of investment into that. And somebody just ruthlessly killed the breed and sell it as a meat. It's devastating. Then other challenges that I had is stealing from the hatcheries, which motivated me to end up buying my own stuff.
So you're saying they do that? They steal?
They steal from the hatcheries. If they see that you have got a very good breed, they will select yours and they put a replacement which doesn't qualify to your breed. Like it happened when I started in 2020. I sent my eggs for hatchery. Then I know I had these whites, Potch kukuku and Rhode Island red as well as black Orchestral, but I ended up having naked necks. You see them shooting. Yes, the naked necks. I wondered why did I get these? And you see, then I got also some Bosch Velders. I don't do Bosch Velders here, but from that hatchery I got the naked necks and the Bosch Velders. It was devastating again because I was just starting. I wanted my things to to flow, but it didn't go the way I wanted it to. Then another setback that I faced was when I started hatching on my own.
Yes.
I didn't invest enough into power backup.
Okay.
So I put a lot of eggs into the hatchery. I thought I wanted to make it full.
Okay.
Then electricity went for about 2 days, and I just lost the whole incubator full of eggs.
Full of eggs.
Yeah, I threw them away. So it was a loss. So those are some challenges that I faced. But the one that struck me the most is the recent loss that I had for the black Orchestral. If I were you or somebody else who doesn't who doesn't know how valuable, or who hasn't adapted well into this, I was going to quit.
Very true.
Yeah.
Because you're telling me that the money that you invested in those black Orchestral over 1 point something.
Yeah. Because the value of one chicken that I lost amounted to $60. So 60 times 30, it's $1,800 US. This is an incubator. This is an incubator and a hatchery at the same time. We have what we call dual purpose hatching machines. It cut the hatchery, the incubation part, and the hatchery part. So this is the machine that can hatch eggs. So what happens here, we collect eggs from the breeders in the fowl run.
Yes.
Then these are the eggs.
Okay.
You store them here until the number of the intended number of eggs that we want to put inside is reached. Then we put eggs inside. They stay inside. We maintain temperatures of 37.7 to 38.0.
Okay.
Humidity 60 to 65%. And the eggs can incubate and hatch in about 21 days, which is 3 weeks.
Okay.
This is what we basically do here.
So you invested in this, you wanted to do the whole process by yourself?
Yeah. I wanted to do the whole process. Like I said, I lost my very good genetics to some of hatcheries that I used to go when I started. So I didn't want to repeat the same mistakes. So I said to myself, during the journey that I'm traveling, I need to invest in critical equipment that I need to use. So part of the critical equipment is this investment that I've done, the machines, the power backup. I've got the solar panels on top. I've got a solar system, 3 kVA solar system. It's got 2 batteries and an inverter and solar panels on top. Even if electricity is gone, we don't have power problems here. We still running. If electricity is gone and we have fault on our solar system, we still have a generator here, which we can use, but we rarely use generator because we don't have such faults. We just invested such that we don't have any problems with power cuts. So that's basically what you are seeing here.
This incubator seems like it's from
Zambia.
Yes,
it's manufactured in Zambia. I bought it from Zambia. This thing cost about $1,200.
You had to import?
Yeah, to import. Yeah, I love our country's import policies on agri products. It's duty free. It's duty free. We import agricultural related products from outside for free.
I did not know that.
It's duty free. So what we need to do is to invest to pay for the equipment and transportation. At the border, they don't charge you this because it's agri equipment. So we need to use it.
I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We really love those kind of policies because they uplift us.
Exactly. I mean, it's not only uplifting Zimbabwe, but even Zambia itself. Even
Zambia itself, it's a trade that we are doing with our neighbor countries. It's good. It's a very good thing. I think for that, we need to credit our government for doing that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.